What's up, everybody? Welcome to another call to action, Ladies' Night. You always ask for them. We constantly talk about how we're going to do them, and then for some reason we don't do them as often as we should. But we promised you this one. I don't remember if it was on live or which episode, but we talked about we need to have a Marvel versus DC Ladies' Night. Well, here it is. And before I start anything else, I would like to take a moment to wish Jake happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jake.
B, thank you for the glorious thumbnail.
The thumbnail is something beautiful.
I really want to dye my skin right now. Without being like creepy about it, I really want to dye my skin. Is that possible to not be creepy?
I mean, you can do whatever you want during the quarantine, Alex. It's fine.
All right. And introducing my amazing panel of lovely ladies. To my right, I have Danielle. How are you doing?
Doing great, Kelsey. Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. This is going to be fun.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. And then down below, we have the real Alex Mac Daddy. How are you doing?
What up, my home skillet?
All right.
I'm pretty excited.
It's going to be so awesome. So ready to get into some Marvel versus DC? Let's do this. First of all, I don't know if we want to do this or not, but is anybody like team one way or the other before we like get started?
To be fair, I have not really seen a lot of the DC movies, the DCEU movies. I still haven't seen BVS. I still haven't seen. I actually haven't seen Henry Cavill Superman's either. I think I've only seen Justice League, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Suicide Squads, and Harley Quinn. I'm sorry?
So no Man of Steel?
No, I haven't seen Man of Steel either.
Mm.
But I have seen every single Marvel movie that came out. So,
so by default, Marvel a little bit, maybe. Alex, you have a preference?
Honestly, this is a really big question. And so there's a lot of different directions we can take this. I feel like how there's ladies with like 10-inch long nails or like do this. I feel kind of like that when I have a brush.
I miss my nails so much. I miss my nails so very much.
Like that. I feel after sassy with like it's almost like a extension of my hand. So this is there's a lot of different directions we can go with. Are we referring to the comic books? Are we referring to the movies themselves? Are we referring to our favorite characters? Because I feel like I have a hard time. Are we talking about the animated movies? I mean, like DC animated movies. Yo, Mask of the Phantasm. The Men of Steel, where there's like 10 different versions of Superman on screen because the actual Superman's like taking a nap trying to heal. There's a bunch of them. So there's a lot of different directions we can take it. So I have a hard time answering.
I like your answer though. That's a good answer.
That's a great answer.
I feel like we can't really put it on. We can't really. If we're talking about the movies, there's a lot of things we would have to talk about. More than just been theatrically released.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it's kind of obvious like who my favorite is. But when it comes to DC movies, I actually do prefer Marvel movies. I feel like they're better. They've done better. I feel like they've just been more consistent. Yeah. But when it comes to comics, cartoons, video games, everything else, DC all the way. Major DC. So,
yeah.
All right. So I think our main topic that we could talk about is what are your favorite movies? I'm good. We could talk about animated. We could talk about live action. I just want to hear what movies you guys go to and like, I'm in the mood for superhero. Let me put this movie on. I'm going to watch it.
Alex?
Honestly, I do actually go back to Iron Man, the first one, quite a bit. I really love the movie. I don't feel like it's a perfect movie, but I mean, as far as it's a movie that I feel like ages very well. It's a very small. I don't like to say small story, but I mean, it's very organized. It's very good. I mean, everyone throughout, it's fantastic. And not to mention, gotta love that throwaway, the best burger in the world, Burger King. It's pretty solid. I love that one. Obviously, Thor Ragnarok is.
I love that movie.
I mean, Taika, my man, my dude, wonderful. Danielle, I have to say, you've got me to say my dude like a million times today.
Sorry.
I say no all the time now.
I didn't know where I first and then
My dude.
Someone in my faction we were training earlier just told me, hey, you've like I've tallied it and you've like said it like 30 times today. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Not sorry. I mean, what can I say?
Yeah.
I'm an influencer, Alex. I'm an influencer.
Exactly. But I'm not gonna lie, like the one I actively think about pretty consistently would probably be Wonder Woman or Harley Quinn. Like I like think actively about Harley Quinn, obviously recency bias. That's one of I think that's like the most recent movie I saw in theaters. That one in the way back, I want to say. But
I really want to see that movie.
Like there's like several scenes in that movie which I actively think about. So
I kind of really like Blade a lot. I know Blade isn't like it's still like
we're going back
movie, but from the Marvel universe, I believe. And I really enjoyed Blade a lot. Kind of sucks what happened with like Wesley Snipes behind the scenes and all of that stuff. If I had to pick a Marvel movie like from the recent, like out of the 23 that just came out, it's very hard not to say Endgame or Infinity War because those movies are just epic and they really tie in the rest of the stories. But for all of the other movies, I really enjoyed Captain America Winter Soldier. I had always said for a long time that was my favorite one. I really, really enjoyed it. I also very much enjoyed the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That movie was so good. I saw it in theaters and I couldn't stop laughing and clapping at every single moment that was going on. Like I will forever love that hair tie line in the movie. Like I almost like stood up and applaud in my yes, girl, yes. Her hair tie, yes, that is solidarity right there. Thank you so much, ladies. So
that movie is like when you hear like little lines like that, it just really. You're like, no one ever thinks of that unless you're a girl. Only girls recognize it. Like, I don't know if a guy would ever like write that into a script or a male director would put that in because like, I don't know if guys, I'm sure guys have like a bromance version of that. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it's such a thing for girls to have that moment where it's like, hey, need a hair tie? Like whenever we're in the bathrooms and at school and at work or whatever, it comes up so often.
It's very true. I always keep an extra hair tie for that reason.
Yeah, my desk at work, I have like 5 and they're all new because I wanted to make sure I'd be able to give a new one to somebody. It's in case they need one.
Yeah, it's how we bond as girls.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we become family.
That is. You are officially tied to me now that you've used one of my hair ties.
Yeah, that's
exactly
absolutely my favorite part of that movie is it's clearly written by women, produced by a woman, directed by a woman. Like it is a female-driven movie, and you can feel it in the costumes, which the costume designer is a woman as well. You can feel it. There's actually really good extras in the DVD of Birds of Prey where they talk about the costumes, and they said all these superhero movies always have girls in tight spandex. Something we'd actually really want to wear because it's uncomfortable. So like, they're picking fun, beautiful things that we would totally buy. And
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, like, I'm not gonna walk around trying to dress like Harley Quinn. But at the same time, I like when like seeing her stills. I remember like, do you guys remember like when they were filming the scenes and we constantly got like behind the scenes?
Yeah, like
and everything. So you would get like the shots of them, and you're like, what the fuck is she wearing? You're like, what is she wearing? Like a romper that's neon and she's wearing like yellow booties to go with it with sparkle pantyhose. But somehow on screen it just works. It not only just the magical chemistry of all things, Margot Robbie, obviously, and being Harley Quinn, it's a lot of its attitude, but at the same time, it's the way it's shot and everything. It's
and back to costumes.
Crystals on my brows.
Black Canary. Oh my gosh. I loved her look so much. So cute. Oh, I love Black Canary in general, but when she would come out with just the beautiful outfits, all the denim and the gold and
that blue gold situation.
She looked beautiful. Oh, I loved it.
And Huntress, I loved Huntress. She just reminded me of like a middle school emo version of myself, or like early high school where I'm trying to figure makeup out. And so everything just looks a little too
harsh,
almost, or a little like too like where it's not blended.
Yeah, just so hard. That's kind of the look that I was going for.
It felt like that. So.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that movie. Yeah, talking about my favorite movies, that one could be recency bias, could be character bias, but I love Birds of Prey. I thought it was almost perfect. I was very pleasantly surprised. From the first 5 minutes in the movie, I was sold when they were doing the animated story of her life, and like they were going through like all her relationships, and they showed a female character, so she's proving that she's bisexual, which made me very happy because that's not acknowledged.
Bisexual. I love it.
And that made me very happy. So that movie, the first Iron Man is my favorite of the Marvel movies. I watch it all the time. And then I watch a lot of animated movies, especially DC. They're kind of my go-to rewatch movies, so like Batman and Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay, Mask of the Phantasm, things like that. I watch those a lot.
Have you seen have you been making? Do you ever? I know because I know you read comic books, like you mentioned earlier. Do you ever, by using the DC app, essentially,
Yes.
do you ever watch read the comics on screen, that kind of thing, or do you use it on your?
I have a Kindle, so I've done it on there. I've done it on my computer and my phone. I haven't tried it on the TV though, but it's really hard on the phone. It's pretty small, so that's like my last choice. But I kind of mostly do it on my desktop on my computer because I could just sit there. But they have some great comics on there.
Yeah, I've been wanting to take advantage, but I only use it on TV, and I'm like, I was going through it, and I'm like, I can't read a comic on TV. Like, I can't. I'm like looking at this to read the lines. It's not gonna like. Don't feel right.
It can't zoom.
Yeah, there's a few comics on there. I highly recommend if you are gonna dabble. There's like Flashpoint's on there. Crisis of Infinite Earths is on there.
I read Flashpoint.
Yeah, and then there's a run of like 5 comics. I think it's comic 33 through 37 of the Harley Quinn run from the early 2000s. That's the Behind Blue Eyes storyline, and Birds of Prey is loosely based on it. It's a little bit darker in the comic book, like some stuff that happens in there, and just the overall tone of the story. But it's very similar to Birds of Prey, and I recommend it. It's really good.
Give me 1 second. I will be right back. I'm so sorry, y'all.
Okay, no, you're good.
I also really love Gotham City Sirens. I haven't read too much of them. I've only read a handful of comics with them, and I really thoroughly enjoy it. I'm hoping that the next one, they keep talking about how it's Gotham City Sirens must be the inspiration behind this movie in particular, but I was like, no, that didn't happen, obviously. Yeah. So I'm hoping, they do talk about the relationship between Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, similarly how they do in the animated series, because I do love both relationships, because they do have a romantic relationship and arguably in the animated series and in the comics, in some versions of it. But in the animated series, they're besties. And I also love that relationship as well. So both of them are so close to my heart.
What I would love them to do with Harley Quinn is her to kind of like jump stories. So we had her in Birds of Prey. So now the next Birds of Prey, she's not in it. It's just the birds. And then now maybe she can have a movie where she's with the sirens and it's her and so like she just kind of like jumps around a little bit, because that's Harley. Harley doesn't stick in one place for very long. And then we can have Poison Ivy and Harley, because that's Pam is the best person Harley's ever had a romantic relationship with. And I think they are soulmates. And they need to be together.
You know what? Best friend soulmates is a very real thing.
That is true. We have
romantic soulmates, like, babe, I know you're watching this and I love you, but finding a best friend soulmate is very real.
Yeah.
It's intensely real and very, I feel like it's impossible. And I am so glad to find you guys, honestly. And, have that friendship, bestie for the resty relationship with you guys. I really do.
Right. Real quick, we have a super chat. It says, props to Birds of Prey for Bernie the Beaver. Yes. Very happy that Bernie the Beaver showed up in Birds of Prey. That made me very, very, very happy. If you're watching this as well, in the chat, and if you guys, who would you guys cast as Poison Ivy in the next one?
the sequel to the Harley Quinn movie. I know they've talked about, a whole bunch of people talked about they've been trying to audition and everything. And so if you have any suggestions.
Pam is so hard. I honestly am trying to think, because also to me it's not just who could play Pam, but who can play Pam against Margot's Harley, because that chemistry is so important.
Also, they need to be different at the same time. Like you can't really pick like a blonde, curvy, blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl to be. It has to be yin to her yang. So
yeah, exactly.
The one I need that for sure. Danny, help us out. Tell me, gentlemen.
Sorry, y'all. My Whataburger got delivered late.
You know what? You eat that Whataburger, girl.
Oh my gosh.
Did you get that shake?
Someone said something in the chat. Yes, my shake is right over there. Someone said something in the chat about Ana de Armas, and I love that idea. That sounds like a great. I don't watch the Harley Quinn show, so I don't know how that relationship is. I don't read the comics, so I don't know exactly. I can't give a valid opinion on this because I don't know the character. But I love Ana de Armas, and any excuse to watch her, so.
Totally. I love her, and she was in Blade Runner, right? It's what's her face in Blade Runner? And I loved her in that. I really enjoyed her in that Knives Out movie. I didn't like the movie at all, but I really enjoyed her in it.
I loved that movie so much. It was one of my favorites from last year. So good.
Respect. Yeah, I mean, what about you? Harley Quinn, sorry. Sorry, your name's not Harley Quinn. Sorry.
It's not. Today it is, but no. She is going to be hard. I see someone suggesting Florence Pugh in the chat. I can see. I love a like kind of a dry, tough Ivy, where she's
similar though already.
What?
They're kind of similar, aren't they? They're both blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
But I mean, Ivy needs to be green-skinned and red-haired. Like that's like to me, that's important. I mean, she's not always in the comics.
She wouldn't start. Yeah, she initially wouldn't start off that way for sure.
But I think Florence could pull off being a redhead kind of convincingly. If she is really blonde, blondes usually can do both fairly well. I'm not saying she's my first choice, but I thought that suggestion was interesting. I don't have a suggestion really. To me, almost a cast is somewhat unknown that I don't know very well because I can't think of any.
What about Amy Adams?
I think she's, I hate saying this like this, but I think a little bit older for the part. Not necessarily age-wise, but like just how she carries herself, if that makes sense.
She's very, I feel like she's a very distinguished actress, and I feel like she's mature. That's the thing.
Yeah.
She comes off very professional. She comes off very,
that's exactly.
I don't like to say older. She just comes off very.
Distinguished is the great word. That's like the word.
Distinguished.
She doesn't come off as playful, but that also maybe we haven't really seen her in movies very recently where she comes off as playful.
I mean, did you watch Enchanted?
Do the what?
True.
Enchanted, where she played the Disney princess.
Wasn't that 10 years ago?
Yeah. She still looks good though.
No, she's amazing. So I have two people, and one of them was actually mentioned in the chat. A woman named, she was actually in Iron Man 3. That would be Rebecca Hall. I think
I love Rebecca Hall.
Love her. The Orphanage. Love that movie. But also, in a very different route, Janelle Monae.
I don't know if I know who that is. I'm gonna look her up.
She was
Janelle
Monae. She's fantastic. She's actually in a relationship. She's actually in a relationship with Tessa Thompson. She's wonderful. She's a singer, actress. She's been and she's actually being involved with a lot of movies right now. I actually personally love to see her as Catwoman. And
I would Catwoman. Yes. Absolutely.
But Janelle Monae, she's in a bunch of upcoming projects. She was in like Hidden Figures, but she played at the Oscars.
I remember her at the Oscars. She was fantastic at the Oscars.
But she has a really great physical presence. She's a very physical actress because she has a history of dancing, and the way she moves it's very clear. And also, you can get a lot of that kind of dance aspect movements too, like similar to Ivy, which I love.
Yeah.
But also, she's obviously she's a petite woman. She's a very petite woman. She's Black, and I would love, and that is a very different approach to the character.
I love it.
Just a very different interpretation. And we can have her. She doesn't even need to be technically redhead, honestly.
No.
So.
Yeah, no, I think we should be great as either Catwoman or Ivy.
Harriet.
So I love her.
I didn't watch Harriet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, I just went on it.
That's great. Great
I apologize, guys.
Don't apologize. You pay more than me. I don't know.
I want her to see her more stuff, and she's not getting cast, and I don't know why.
She seems like a badass. And
no, she's got a movie coming out soon.
Anything else? I know she's done. She's doing like a series or something. Oh wait, Antebellum something. I want to say.
Oh
yeah, that's the new movie that she's going to come out in. That one looks pretty cool. I'm actually excited about that one. I think Jordan Peele is producing it. So that would be that. I think that's going to be a really interesting movie. I still can't get what it's going to be about. There looks like there's time travel involved, so automatically I'm in. Anything with time travel, I'm instantly in.
All right, and we have a Streamlabs. We have it from Weston. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. In the new Justice League Dark movie, is the new Justice League Dark movie included in this discussion? I hope not. So good, yet so traumatizing.
Oh,
I have not seen it yet. I did a reaction to the trailer. It looks really good. I have not got a chance to watch it yet. But thanks for the Happy Mother's Day. I am a mother, and my kids are actually out there making a Mother's Day card for me right now. I'm not supposed to know that, but that's what's happening.
That's very cute.
Card.
That's very cute.
Yeah. But yeah, that movie looks interesting. I was actually, when I watched the trailer, I was really excited for it. It's got a great cast. A lot of people reprising their roles from other animated features. So yeah, I need to watch it.
I love how in a lot of, I feel like it's kind of funny that once you're in a superhero movie or superhero show, your likeness or your voice, it gets recycled. Like so many people. Like how many times is like the actor, he was in Smallville, he was Lex Luthor, he's been in he voices not Green Lantern, maybe it's the Flash, I can't remember. But he's like they just recycle each other. They're like, you were loved in this show, be in this show, only it's a different character. What? And the guy that played Superman in that show, very young Clark Kent. They just keep recycling, and a lot of them they play the same. They do the same. They're involved for like 20 plus movies and shows and everything. So it's fantastic.
Flash.
Yeah, thank you. The Flash.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole Flashpoint thing with the Flash, and I know that that's when they brought in a lot of other characters from older shows, like the Smallville Superman was in that, I believe, and a bunch of other Supermans, and then there were a bunch of callbacks.
Have you ever read or seen Reverse Flashpoint?
No, I don't. I love Flashpoint. Well, I don't read comics. It's not that I don't want to. It's definitely that that's not it at all. I love comic book movies. I love the idea of comics. I do have a Hellboy comic that I really, really liked. I just don't have time, haven't had time or made it a priority, but it's definitely something that I would really like to get into. I do have what is it, Mad Love? What's the Harley Quinn?
Mad Love.
Mad Love. I do have that one on my iBooks, and I read that one a long time ago. Excuse me. I think like when Suicide Squad was announced, I think is when I downloaded that one, but I have read that one. I was obsessed with Archie comics when I was a kid, but that's
what?
Like the thing to. Oh yeah, I love the Archie comics. But I've never seen an episode of that show that it's based on.
Yeah, Riverdale.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either.
Yeah, I that show keeps being recommended to me, but I read the plot and I'm like, this sounds like something I'm really not about.
I like the Sabrina show. The Sabrina show that they did on Netflix.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. The first season was great. Second season, third season. whatever the last one was fine. It was fine. But it just seems like it's trailing off. And I know that it's made by the same people, and I think it's also considered in the same universe. So
It is 100%. It's
Yeah,
actually
another-
referenced in Sabrina, Riverdale.
Yeah. Speaking of something else in the Archie universe, a really extremely underrated comic book movie that came out a long time ago, Josie and the Pussycat.
No!
I love that movie so much. I love the soundtrack all the time.
that soundtrack is the best soundtrack ever. Oh my gosh. I'm a punk rock prom queen, y'all. Always have been.
6 long hours and 5 long days.
For all your lives, you come undone.
Oh my gosh, that soundtrack. Okay, so it's fantastic. Just saying, y'all, if you're not familiar with it, I did a little show on. I did a little special on that for Cinema Bias. We do that every single Tuesday evening. Just saying, definitely check it out, where we kind of dive into the biases of each other's movies. Anyway, but I chose this movie one week. This movie came out at just the right time for us. You know, like it's between the age of like 10 to 15 in particular.
Yep.
This movie is gold. In every way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Love that movie. Definitely had my own set of pet ears I used to wear around because I wanted to be Josie.
Rosario Dawson, Rachel Lee Cook, Tara Reid. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What a cast.
Like so much behind
anyone else who was in it.
Parker Posey, Alan Cummings.
I love Alan Cummings.
And then Du jour. Oh my gosh. Backdoor lover.
It means du jour. Death means du jour. It's so ridiculous. I love it. And besides, like du jour, like the band, but they talk about there's the opening song that it goes into. It's just talking about gay sex. Backdoor lover. And but it's talking about.
There you go.
It's really, really great.
Love it.
It's a delightful little film. Even more delightful soundtrack.
Yes. That also, I don't know if they ever have the song at a karaoke place, but if they do, I could easily do because I know all the words to like every song because I love that soundtrack.
Well, okay. Well, sticking to the whole DCEU situation. Okay, so
01. That movie came out in 01. I was trying to figure out what year it came out. I should have looked at the chat just in case someone said it, but that movie came out in 01.
Well, I do want to ask you guys about where some of our characters. Now, obviously, we're women, and we've talked about like our favorite characters, our favorite movies, and everything. But specifically, I do want to dedicate a little time to villains, because when I say that, one of the big faults people talk about when it comes to MCU is it doesn't have an amazing villain. That we didn't really have one until Thanos. And people argue Loki, but he's an anti-hero, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. You know, he's an anti-hero that's killed a lot of people. But that's something the DCU has a complete leg on over MCU. So do you guys have any favorite DCEU villains? There's a bazillion of one, obviously. Harley is an anti-hero, or she just
an anti-hero? Kind of flip-flops. So
yeah,
she does what she wants.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't consider her in the conversation. My favorite, I loved Zod in the DCEU. I thought Michael Shannon did a great job.
I loved him in that movie.
Yeah. Michael Shannon can do no wrong. I just finished Waco, and I fucking love
He's
Michael
so
Shannon.
good in Waco. Waco was gnarly. That's a good show, but I cried a lot.
Have you seen pictures of Michael Shannon recently?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find the pictures. But the man has like he's not super famous for it. But if you see him at like premieres or anything like that, he doesn't have a stylist. He doesn't care about having a stylist. It's not something he cares about in general. But he likes to be colorful whenever he wears anything outside the house. Okay, let me see if I can like bring up pictures.
All right. Well, I love that one.
I love that one picture of Michael Shannon where he's sitting down in a bar finding out that he won like a Golden Globe or something like that.
I love Michael Shannon so
Yeah.
much.
It's hilarious.
Okay.
Trying to think of Catwoman was always one of my favorite villains for sure.
Mhm. Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. Oh
Yes.
my god. Talk about hot.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I would be amiss if I did not say Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, even though he's kind of the hero of his own story in that movie. Overall, he's like my favorite. And then I actually do like Jared Leto's Joker.
I appreciate you. I'm not gonna. Okay, so the TV villains are a totally different conversation. Okay, Kingpin.
There's been a lot of good TV villains for Marvel, for sure.
The Purple Man. Oh,
I love Kilgrave. Oh,
Jessica Jones.
I love Jessica Jones so much. That was such a good show.
Oh my
I never
gosh.
watched it. I didn't watch any of those shows. I didn't watch them all. I'm very upset about it. Sorry.
Get yourself together.
I mean, they were coming on whenever Game of Thrones was still on.
Oh my gosh,
watching
that is a
anything else.
glorious shirt.
I love that. Yes, Michael Shannon. Yes.
Do it.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
But the man just I appreciate that. I'm gonna see if I can bring up like another picture of him just to I'm sorry, just keep going back to this.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go into Marvel real quick. Killmonger, definitely top. Vulture. I loved Michael Keaton as a Vulture. I thought he did a great job.
I thought
And then Thanos.
I love Michael Keaton though.
I love Michael Keaton in everything he does, so it's really hard for me not to like something Michael Keaton
I love
does.
that hat. Oh my gosh, yes.
I love him so much. He's now my new favorite person, I think.
Yes. I love it.
He's a cool fella. He's an
He is
interesting
cool.
fella.
He's
And I respect that. What is going on here? I don't.
What
I
is
don't know.
going on there? Interesting.
I think it's like he'd maybe he was about to shave his head and he forgot he had to go to premiere and he's like, oh, whoops.
Oh,
Did
my
shave.
bad.
Very
Forgot.
fascinating.
Yeah, but he's a interesting fellow. That's a whole other conversation though, because I mean, they're not technically part of the MCU. I mean, like it wasn't until very recently, like when Disney bought MCU, that Shield wasn't even officially recognized. I think.
I did watch Agents of Shield. That's something that I did watch. I watched Agents of Shield. I didn't watch the last season, but I caught up to it on Netflix, and I really enjoyed Agents of Shield. Did you watch that, Kelsey?
I did not. I haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's one thing, live action TV, I have not seen much DC or Marvel. I only saw a couple of the first seasons of like Arrow and Flash and Supergirl, and then I fell off of that. I didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've watched Jessica Jones and Daredevil, but I don't know why I couldn't get into the live action shows, but I have not seen a single episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's cheesy, kind of, sort of, but it's really good. Towards the beginning, it kind of falls off a little bit, but there are definitely some surprises that happen in the show that I was totally down for. The only thing that I didn't like, and this is probably something that I shouldn't say online, but what's her name? The girl who plays Quake. Chat, help me out here.
Quake?
Quake is her hero name. Daisy is supposed to be her name. I think I can't.
Wait, I think she was a voice. She was a voice behind the little girl in Abominable.
Chloe Bennett. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Chloe Bennett. I found out that Chloe Bennett was dating. What's his name? What's the super douche's name?
This is why we can totally compete on Schmodown, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
That one person, that one lady, that one here, that one guy.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Yes, I found out
even
that
if
she was
that's
dating Logan Paul, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this show anymore.
I don't know. Everyone's okay. I mean, everyone's gonna make mistakes every once in a while.
We've all dated somebody that we regret.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then someone in the chat asked if we're gonna include like X-Men and stuff, even though they're not DC. Yeah, we will.
We're getting there.
We'll
It doesn't
definitely
matter.
get into it.
Competition.
Technically, I love Harley Quinn. She's really my second favorite superhero-ish character of all time. My favorite X-Men character is an X-Men, so
Yeah.
we will definitely be talking about X-Men.
I feel very okay. My favorite DC villains in general. I mean, I like Ra's al Ghul. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can he die? I don't know. I'm not. I know it's kind of cliche, but I really, really love Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze,
It's
so fun.
I love it. I love it. It's such a ridiculous comic book villain, and I love it. It's great. What can I say? Also Bane. I know I'm kind of focusing on Batman, but Batman's like one of the primary. He's like one of the only comic books I read for a long time.
He's got the better rogues gallery overall, in my opinion. So
I watched Batman versus Robin recently, and the Bane in that Batman versus Robin is so good. I don't care what anyone says, okay?
Where he's just a bodyguard for Poison Ivy.
Speaking of Bane in the Harley Quinn animated show is one of the best parts of that show. He is so
I really gotta watch that.
can't. Who voices him?
I can't remember.
Well, I want my own chair. Oh man. Well, when he's teaming up with Two-Face. Oh my gosh! And he's like,
Who's faceless?
It was like, I don't think they're gonna see the reference that we are two teams. It was like, it's two faces meaning two people. I think they're all utilizing it.
Okay, let's see. Bane is James Domain. I've never heard of him, but he is fantastic as Bane.
Yes,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't read comics, but I do like to watch YouTube videos about comics.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing just like going down a Marvel wormhole, and what was different in the movies and the comics and stuff like that. And I know that there's a part in the Infinity series in the comics where Gamora actually takes the gauntlet from Thanos. And Gamora kind of like runs shit for a little bit. Not Gamora, I'm sorry, not Gamora. Nebula? Nebula, yes, thank you. I would love to have seen something like that in the movies anywhere. Like, I know that she kind of goes against him, but to see Nebula kind of get a little bit of power, I think would have been pretty cool. I liked Nebula. I really love Nebula. Karen Gillian is one of my favorite actresses, and she was great. So,
I honestly, God, feel like she should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I really do. Don't get me wrong, Natasha Romanoff's character and everything. I love her character and everything. She's been doing her character for like 10 years or something now, which is nuts. But at the same time, honestly, Nebula is better in that movie. But if we're talking about the movies by themselves, not like the culmination
overall.
We're not about career characters like Robert Downey Jr., things like that. But totally agree. I would have loved to see that happen. Is that like do you think that there's like an animated movie where that's the case or something?
I would love them to do the Infinity Gauntlet storyline in an animated movie. I would love that.
Well, maybe
I don't know if there exists somewhere because I've not heard of one, but they need to do one if they haven't.
Do you think they could be considered for like the What If series that they're gonna do? They're gonna toy with that.
That could be cool. I'm excited for the What If series. That's gonna be fun.
I'm really iffy on that.
Speaking of YouTube holes to fall into regarding superhero stuff, have you guys, like X-Men, Comic Book Girl 19 does this awesome series about the X-Men comics, and especially the Dark Phoenix saga.
Yes, it's so good.
It's so good.
But what I really love about that whole thing, like, I used to watch a whole bunch of Comic Book Girl, especially I found her through her Game of Thrones reviews. So that was how I found her. And then I just started deep diving into her shit. And she just is really passionate about her content. And that's what I really enjoy about her. Plus, she's a very witchy woman, and I love it. And so I'm always here for that. I know Danny, my Wonder Twin, we talked about CB19 and one of her read-alongs. She did a Watchmen read-along.
Dune too.
And she was doing Dune. That was the last time that I ever kept up with any of her stuff, but I just haven't had a chance to like pick it up. I think that was really when I started to get more involved with this and the Schmodown. That's why I stopped watching a lot of the content that I was watching, but definitely, yes, Kelsey, that is a great example of something to get into because she goes for it and she knows so much shit about it.
She does.
It's really interesting.
And it's excellently produced. Like the way they do the scenes and the voiceovers, stuff like that is so well produced too. So every time I talk about X-Men, I'm like, go watch this.
I was just about to say, I miss Robot.
Isn't Dark Phoenix supposed to be, I don't know, a bird?
That was a good one.
That was
great.
I actually discovered her. I haven't seen her in a long time, but I actually really loved her. But I did watch Down the Wormhole like forever ago. I actually discovered CB19 before I even discovered Schmodown or Collider itself. I started watching her, and then one of the recommended videos was like Movie Talk, and I started watching a bunch of those, and then here we are. It just kind of evolved. But I actually started watching her specifically because I actually love watching movies. Lucas makes fun of me all the time about it. I love watching little videos about film analysis on horror films, horror thrillers, because I hate watching horror thriller movies personally. And because there would be for a long time, there would be a period where Lucas would be traveling for work a lot, and I would be by myself like maybe a week or two of the month, and as a result, you're not going to watch a horror movie about a serial killer torturing and killing like a family, and then you're going to go to bed by yourself.
Absolutely.
I'm not a psycho.
No.
I can't do that. Like I'll leave you awake till like 5 a.m. and then wake up at 6. But wow, thank you, Lucas. Who would never make fun of me. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I believe that to be 100% true.
Yeah. But I have discovered that I love watching the film analysis of these horror movies, like the psychology of like The Ring, Audition, Get Out. I haven't seen the entire movie of Get Out, but I've seen like 30 film analysis talking about the movie.
Get Out isn't necessarily that scary. I think you'd be fine watching Get Out because it's a thriller, but it's not extremely gory or anything like that. But I think
scary in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
very scary in a different way.
Culturally scary.
Spiders or something. Like I refuse to watch Saw. I saw the first Saw, and that movie traumatized me for like 3 years.
Oh,
like
Saw, I
can't
love
that one.
Saw
Sinister.
They're too much for me. Like the concept, I love, but I can't watch them.
Yeah, I can't. I saw just the one where she has to stick her hand into a box, and then it like that. After that, like nope, absolutely not, never again.
There was it was in one of the sequels where one of the girls. I don't like the scene stuck with me in particular where she like a drug dealer tossed one of the girls that had a history of addiction into a pile of needles
of syringes.
Yes, and I was like that one too. Oh man, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Y'all. Over here.
Yeah, but out of nowhere, just that moment where he picks her up and just throws her in. That moment in particular, for some reason, it like pops into my noggin out of nowhere, and I would be in the middle of like chopping zucchini or something.
Yeah, the farthest I got with Saw was Saw 3, and there's this one scene that scarred me a little bit. That's when I finally, I'm like, I'm done with these movies. I can't watch them anymore.
Apparently, we're talking about Saw 2. The movie that we're all talking about is Saw 2.
Saw 2 is that one.
So obviously, Saw 2 fucked us all up.
Yeah. Saw 3 is the one that got me. I was like, I'm done.
I seen something in the chat about the Boy Meets World Halloween special, and hell fucking yes, that special is so good. I love it so much. Boy Meets World. Yes, with Jennifer Love Hewitt comes out in it, and it's so good. It's hilarious. I love that one. Classic.
I feel like we have an entire episode talking about Halloween movies and Halloween Disney movies and TV.
Oh my God, no, that's
Movie department.
We'll say that closer later.
Movie night will go all over the place.
That's right. It usually does anyway, but
yeah.
Okay, so I know we're talking about
Ben Goddard's in the chat. This is for Ben Goddard. What a burger.
Everyone's like,
Water.
part of Chris or Robert. I know I brought it up earlier, but I say it again. I want to play a little game of MASH.
Oh my god.
MASH.
Okay, y'all, if you're watching this and are not familiar with what MASH is, get excited because MASH is the greatest game ever. And Lucas, heads up if I know you're watching this, but my headphone is very low and I might have to take it off at some point. I feel like Lucas would bring it up. Anyway, we're going to play MASH. So MASH is a little game you play when you're very, very little and to determine your future. And we're going to do like DCEU/MCU adaptations of it. So there are different categories to this. One of it is like, who's going to be your future husband? Or man candy, whatever it may be. Husband, name 3 MCU and DCEU characters to be your future partner.
Kelsey.
Let's start with Kelsey.
Okay. I'm going to say Jared Leto's Joker. Loki.
I'm switching a pattern. Okay.
And Killmonger.
What the F?
Yeah.
Choosing
I like a bad boy.
Yeah.
You like sociopaths.
I do.
Okay, next one is where will you live?
Where? Are we going like individual buildings or just like towns? Individual.
It could be countries. It could be planets. It could be galaxies. Whatever.
All right, I'm gonna do
or Metro City, whatever you want to say.
Okay, I'm gonna do places. I guess I'm gonna do the booby trap. Then I will do the Bat Cave.
Ooh, Bat Cave.
And then I will do the palace in Wakanda.
Wakanda Palace.
That was gonna be one of mine.
Palace. Yo. Okay.
We should do these both together, no? That way it's
you know what? Faster. Okay, I was gonna do one for you after, but totally. Okay, so in that case, Danny, you after. Okay. So I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, what were some of the other categories of MASH?
I remember who you're gonna marry, where you're gonna live, the car you're gonna drive, how many kids you're gonna have.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
job.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it was marry. I don't remember. H's house.
Yeah, so it's mansion, apartment, shack, house. That's MASH.
That's at the very top.
Yeah. Yes, that's MASH.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do all these and except the middle one. And then we're gonna do a whole thing and we're gonna find out your future. Okay, so what is gonna be another one's gonna be your weapon of choice.
Oh, that's a good one.
Weapon.
Right.
You're gonna be living potentially with Joker, Loki, or Killmonger. You better be prepared, girl.
Okay. Gotta have my bat. So that would be one option. The bat. I'm going to do freeze gun.
Freeze gun.
Throw that out there. And I feel like I need something Marvel related.
Scepter?
Yeah, let's do Loki's scepter.
Okay, Loki's scepter.
Chair.
Okay. All right. Lady, Danielle, I gotta know.
What up?
What will your job be?
My job?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm gonna start?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. What would
in the world of DCE /
I know,
MCU.
I'm trying to think of what different things, what jobs I can have in the DCU universe or in the Marvel universe.
You can work with S.H.I.E.L.D. You can be a sidekick to the Joker. You could be could be one of the guards women from whatchamacallit, from Wakanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things.
So I definitely want to be an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Put that in there.
Okay.
Let's go with a detective in Gotham.
Ooh, creative. I love that.
And what else? What was Idris Elba's job in Asgard? What was
He guarded the
that's what I was
what's the word? It's called.
Ryan, help us.
It's
Help us, Ryan.
I'm drawing a blank of what that's called.
Oh, that's a good one. Danny worked for the Daily Bugle. What is? I forget what it's called, but whatever Idris Elba does in
Watcher
Thor,
dude.
that's what I want.
Watcher dude.
It's gonna drive me nuts.
Watcher in Asgard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rainbow Bridge
Guardian. Okay.
Rainbow Bridge Guardian. Okay.
The
Okay,
Bifrost. Okay.
we got husband.
I know that's what.
Where are you gonna live? Weapon. We got your job. Another one would
Bifrost.
be
Sorry, the word's driving me nuts. The Bifrost.
Bifrost. There you go.
Robert Adams says it in there.
Okay. Another one would be
Keeper of the Bifrost.
who would be your best friend?
Me or Kelsey?
Let's stick with you, Danny, since Kelsey already did 3.
Who would be my best friend?
Male, female,
I'm gonna go with
non-gender binary.
who would be my best friend? Who would I want to be my best friend? I think I would want Doctor Strange as a best friend.
Ooh.
I think he'd be cool to have a best friend as. I would definitely want Catwoman to be my best friend also. And then I'm gonna go with I'm gonna get out of this section of Marvel and go into a different section of Marvel, and I'm gonna say Storm. I don't want Storm.
Ooh, great pick. Yes. Okay. What are some other options? We got husband, where are you gonna live? We have your weapon of choice. We have your job, your best friend. What are some other categories that we should consider?
I think.
What would your name be? No. Guys, tell us. What would give us a category? Give us a category for MASH. Power. Perfect.
That's a good one.
Okay.
What would your superpower be, Danny?
I was gonna say fly, but like flying just feels so basic compared to all of the other powers that are there. But time travel would be one of them. Super strength just seems like a good one to have.
Yeah.
In this universe, and telekinesis.
Telekinesis? I feel like I'm spelling it wrong. Am I spelling it right or am I wrong? I have no
Who cares?
I think that's
Another one. Okay, so what is another category? Infinity Stone. Let's go with Infinity Stone. Danny, thank you. Kelsey, Harley.
Okay. So we're going Infinity Stones. The Reality Stone is one of my favorites.
Reality.
We'll do the Power Stone.
Power.
And then Soul Stone.
Oh, that's a
And
good one.
what stone?
Soul Stone.
Oh, Soul Stone. So someone is gonna die. Interesting.
One of us.
Who knows the trend of things I pick?
Interesting. I'm not gonna walk around with you for much longer. Okay. Whatever. Okay, and the last one, and thank you so much, Danny. Come up with some of these awesome ones. What's going to be your sidekick?
Danny's trying to turn us into Disney princesses with that one.
Bruce.
Yeah, these are dead now.
But that's really who he was playing that question for. He wanted that Bruce.
What is going to be your animal sidekick? We are actual Disney princesses, and all these and a lot of the characters are Disney princesses already. So yeah. Sidekick, animal sidekick.
Who else, Kelsey?
I'm trying to remember. We could do. I feel bad calling him an animal sidekick, but he is an animal. Spider Pig.
Oh, I
Spider-Man?
love that.
Brilliant. Spider Pig. Spider Pig.
Spider-Man.
All right. Okay, back and forth. Danny, you got one?
Who would I pick as an animal?
You know what? It doesn't even have to be an animal.
Does Groot count? Can we count Groot?
Yeah, you can. Doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Baby Groot specifically?
Baby Groot.
Yeah.
I got you, boo boo.
I mean, I like Big Groot. He's cool.
And okay,
Groot.
one more.
I want to.
Did we put Bruce down?
What? Huh?
Did we put Bruce down?
Bruce? He's Bruce.
That's her hyena. Harley in the movie, she has different ones. She has two different ones in video games, but in the movie, she has Bruce.
Bruce. Okay. So
Before you start, let me just say something. I feel like I have to say it because I didn't know how you were going to do this, Alex. I thought you were going to give us each individual ones. So I am very upset at the lack of representation in the very first one. So my marriage partners would have definitely been Black Panther, Valkyrie for sure. Would love to marry her, and who else was I going to put on there? I think I was going to put Captain Marvel on there as well. So, but
okay, you know what? I can definitely do. We're gonna have the same chart. I just wrote those down. I'll do like different partners.
there you go.
Yes. So yeah. Okay. Now we got that. So just a quick overview of what it looks like. Oh, bugger. Okay, just to give you a quick overview. Okay, so this is what it looks like, y'all. So we got husband, we got Joker, Loki, Killmonger for our girl Kelsey, as well as for Danny. We got Black Panther, Valkyrie, and Captain Marvel. Some wonderful picks. They're going to be possibly living in a booby trap, Batcave, Wakanda Palace. The weapon of choice will be a bat, the freeze gun, or the scepter with Loki.
It's a good one.
Field agent, detective, and Gotham City. The other one is the bridge guard, animal sidekick, Spidey Pig, Groot, Bruce, Stone, reality. Power, soul, time travel, strength, telekinesis, Doctor Strange, Catwoman, and Storm. Just saying. There's
I
no.
believe you picked one thing from X-Men.
Sorry.
We should have put more X-Men in there, Kelsey.
Yeah, we should have.
Okay. So, okay. All right. But how we're going to do this? Guys, if you're a man watching this, did you guys ever play this when you were little? Danny,
Yeah.
did you play this when you were dating?
I definitely played this when I was little. I'm interested to see how you all get your counts because I remember two different ways to get a count.
See, I don't remember at all how the counts happened. I just remember the names.
Okay. So I'm going to be spinning a little circle.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes. It was that or dashes, or you just write or you would just like do dashes.
I did this. I grew up doing
Circle is what we did.
But-
too,
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing that. And that is a really big marker. So I don't want it to go everywhere. So I'm just going to be using a pen instead, like an adult, I guess.
Smart move.
But I'll be doing that. Okay. So I'm going to keep doing spiral circles until you tell me. My eyes are closed. Tell me when to stop.
Go. Stop at me.
Okay. So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We got 4 is the magic number. So no pressure. Let's find out. Okay. So you are definitely 1, 2, 3, 4. You're definitely not living in a house. 1, 2, 3. You're definitely not living in a booby trap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Freeze gun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, Bruce.
This is MASH.
1, 2, 3, 4. No reality sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strength. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No strength.
So this is round 1.
Mm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, girl. No Joker.
No.
I know.
Ruined. Stop.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We have one option. You're going to be living in a bat cave.
Yay!
Yeah,
In the bat
it's a
cave.
cool place to live.
You're also going to have Spider Pig as a pet, as your sidekick.
Spider ham.
Spider Ham.
And you're going to have the Power Stone.
Nice.
Your best friend is going to be Doctor Strange.
Woo!
Very cool.
And Killmonger's going to be your husband.
I'm not complaining.
I'd be very
That's a good one.
You're going to have the superpower of time travel.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so you're going to be living in a shack in the bat cave. Your husband is going to be a Killmonger. Okay, so you're going to live in a shack in the bat cave. Your husband's going to be a Killmonger. Oh, I forgot one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Your weapon of choice will be the bat.
Cool.
Spider Pig will be your animal sidekick. Your job will be the shield agent. Interesting, being with Killmonger. Your best friend forever is going to be Doctor Strange. He's immortal, so, you know.
Back to
You're going to be able to time travel and with access to the Power Stone.
Mm.
I like that. Time traveling with the Power Stone.
Ain't you shabby?
And how are we figuring out Danielle's partner? She had a different
Well, I was
choice.
going to do the same thing,
3.
only like doing a different number.
Okay.
And I'm also going to be using.
I don't know. By my count, it says Valkyrie, and let's just go with that one because yes.
I'm going to be using a different number. Okay, so I'm going to keep spinning, and you tell me when.
Okay. This was me. I was this person.
Mhm.
Stop. I need that big old circle.
It's not it's too big, actually. It is 5.
Okay.
Okay, so right out the gate, I'm just using this one because that one's not dying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not Black Panther.
Sorry, buddy.
2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I remember their finger. Oh, okay. Movie for nobody. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
My daughter does those still.
1, 2,
They're still a thing, apparently.
I'm looking for a piece of paper so I can do that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, we have your wife.
Who is she?
1, 2. Valkyrie.
Yes. That's the only one I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tessa Thompson though, like in real life also. Woo, I love Tessa.
Girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have your best friend, also Doctor Strange. 1, 2, 3. Let's say 4, 5. Ah, Snarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. Okay,
Oh.
we have your answer, lady.
And I don't know if you highlighted this.
You are going to be, this is true. I don't grandmother. Thank you, Lucas. Okay, so you are going to be living in a mansion, also in a booby trap, not a bat cave, with Valkyrie as your wife, because obviously. You're going to have Loki's scepter as your weapon of choice. So pretty awesome right there. You're going to be the Rainbow Bridge Guardian with also a Spider Pig as your pet. Sorry, your animal sidekick. Danny, I apologize. With the Power Stone and the ability to travel, and Doctor Strange as your bestie.
That's a solid one. I'm
Very
okay
good.
with that.
All right, and we do have a Streamlabs from Movie Fanobi. Alex broadcasting live from the basement, hopefully by Lucas's plan all along. Glad to see your new studio. Congrats. Hello, ladies, and Kelsey promoting the perfect Harley Quinn crazy. Good stuff, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this whole setup. I have this massive light right here, which is really nice.
Makes you
I'm in
glow.
the basement. It's really dark, so I'm very appreciative of it. But yeah. So, how do you guys feel about your future spouses?
We're gonna have some fun.
Harley's, you're like, yeah.
Still
Remember
bummed
that
about Ghost
story
Joker, but
that
it's
came
fine.
out like forever ago? It was about that woman that she broke her mouthpiece or something from biting her jaw so hard while watching Black Panther. She broke her retainer. I think that was it. She broke her retainer by biting down so hard. And so
And Chadwick Boseman replaced it for her.
he did. It was like, because she was like,
I love him.
like, if you like, apparently it was like a direct reaction to her like watching Chadwick Boseman. No, it wasn't Chadwick Boseman. It was what's his face that played Killmonger.
Oh,
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
Nice.
And they did it.
Yeah.
It's great. It was really
I forgot how to fold that thing. I'm trying to fold that thing, and I think I forgot how to do it.
I don't remember either.
Wow. I'm kind of sad. I'm disappointed in myself.
Yes. Just saying, should I frame this? Maybe I kind of want to.
Y'all, Alex has been trying to get us to play MASH for weeks now.
It's been an active process for a while because so when I wanted to do this, I wanted to, like I said to you guys earlier, like my future husband could be like Magneto, Grandmaster from Thor Ragnarok. I mean, come on. I mean, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, love that so much.
That or it could be like Chris Hemsworth. I just like seeing him like post videos on Instagram about him just like dancing to like Miley Cyrus with his kids, which is really adorable.
Oh, that's cute.
The Wrecking Ball song in particular, which is really funny.
That's cute.
It's great. Helmsworth, tomato, Dean, come on. You know.
I definitely did this wrong.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Do you guys have any favorite non-superhero graphic novel movies? Sorry, comic book movies that you like?
Non-superhero, Scott Pilgrim. It's my favorite. And then Josie.
Totally.
Josie's probably close second.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I don't think it counts as a non-superhero. I wouldn't know where to put it, but I mean, I say it all the fucking time, and Danny Wonder Twin knows exactly what it is, and it's Tank Girl. Like, it's that.
I love Tank Girl.
Yeah, I love that movie so much. I try to watch it every single chance that I get, and it's hilarious. If y'all don't know what Tank Girl is, please do yourself a favor and go find this Lori Petty greatness.
It's streaming. I saw it. I can't remember if it was on Netflix or Hulu, but I saw it streaming somewhere. So
yeah,
go watch it.
It's great. Ice-T and Gary Busey play genetically modified kangaroos. It's amazing. There's 2 musical breakdowns, and Lori Petty is an ultimate badass in that scene. And that young girl is always, whoever that young girl is, I love that little character and I'll never forget that little ball with the little things on it. Like that one was really cool.
Yeah,
on Prime, nice.
It's pretty solid. I would have to say some of my favorite non-superhero comic book movies. I really enjoy 300, gay jokes and all.
300.
I really enjoy that movie. It's ridiculous and I love it. It's also like after reading going through the graphic novel, it's like shot for shot, which is really, really beautiful. I thought that was really interesting and did that. But I know it's stupid and ridiculous, but I love The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
The Mask is fun.
It is fun.
It's like
Snowpiercer is also one of my favorite movies ever to watch. I love Snowpiercer so much.
Yeah, I forgot that one is. Absolutely. Men in Black.
Ghost World.
Yes,
World.
Yes.
I feel weird about Ghost World. It's kind of like how I feel about Juno a little bit.
Interesting. I enjoy listening to your takes on movies because they're always hot ones.
I don't feel like I have hot takes. Well, Juno in particular, I remember I saw the movie for the first time when I was like in late high school. So I was like a junior or senior. And I remember watching Juno in particular, loving that movie. I remember watching her and being like, she's so cool. She's so funny and quippy and mature and everything. And then I rewatched it like 6 months ago for the first time in years. And it's a great soundtrack. I love I listened to the soundtrack.
Soundtrack is so good.
Yo, that soundtrack. Bomb. But after rewatching it, I'm like, it's very obvious that she is a child at the same time and going through this experience. But it feels like that moment with her in the car. Oh, it breaks me every time. It really does. I feel like it's really good, but I mean, it's something
I agree with
you're young versus you're older.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because when I watched it, I was at the same age. I was in senior high school, and she felt so like grown up and like relatable and stuff like that. Then watching it now in my like I'm 30 now, is like, okay, this is a child who got stuck in a bad situation. Like it's just your take on it and how you interpret the character is so different.
Yeah,
watching
as an adult, absolutely.
And I hate what's his face so much.
Michael Cera or Jason Bateman, because I hate them both.
I love Jason Bateman himself, but yeah, he's a dick in that movie.
Yeah, he's a dick in that movie.
Like I remember seeing him when I was in high school. I remember thinking, oh, he's cool and everything, and I never really thought of him as like an asshole. I just remember thinking, oh, he's weird. But now I'm like, oh, what he did to Mama Bear, Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
I think I did get it. I was trying. I think I did. I don't know why my paper is all completely ruined, but I mean,
You did it.
I got it, and then it flips up. So, yay! Do you guys remember these? These were fun.
Yeah. I was never able to do that. I was always so jealous of people that could.
I'll make a better one, and then we'll play the game on some other stream.
Yes. That's like that. But I apply a lot of that same logic to Ghost World as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you watch when you're at that age, you know, it's very different, obviously, because you haven't lived. I mean, like not lived. I mean, you haven't kind of learned some
life experiences and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think they're their senior year in school in that movie, right? They're like right before graduation in Ghost World when it came out, like in 2000, 2001, I want to say.
I was like elementary school.
Yeah. Steve Buscemi, what the fuck is he doing in that movie? Why is he just randomly hanging out with like a 16-year-old girl?
Yeah, 2001. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but I kind of look back and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of creepy though.
Yeah.
Why is he? He's like, I'm trying to think. Not actively being creepy, like creepy towards her, from what I remember, but he's like inviting her, like this young girl, into his house, and they're having this kind of weird relationship where she kind of looks up to him, but she kind of sees him in a potential romantic way, and he's like looking down at her as like someone to talk to, I guess. It's weird. It's weird. But at the same time, I'm like, you're like 80. Not 80, but like 50 years old in the movie, you know?
Have you all, I'm just thinking, this movie just came into my brain right now. Hard Candy. Have y'all seen that? Hard Candy?
Oh, yeah. I remember Hard Candy.
Yeah, Hard Candy was really good. I enjoyed it.
Love that movie.
That's not a comic book movie at all. But
I would love to see that movie as a play, honestly.
That would be nice.
That'd be cool.
That'd be interesting. I wonder how.
2-3-person play?
I think it could work. I'm trying to think.
Doesn't need much.
Comic book movies. Comic book movies are not superhero movies. Does anyone else in the chat have any favorite ones?
Kingsman, Men in Black, History of Violence.
Nice.
Just saying.
I know a lot of people love Road to Perdition. I still have not seen Road to Perdition. So
for Vendetta.
I like Vendetta. There's a lot of like other things about V for Vendetta that are fine. I don't know.
I do want to let you know we had talked about doing this on Cinebice, but we both love the movie, so we can't talk about it. So just saying. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Blue is the warmest color. Jake thinks Scott Pilgrim is weird. Very sad. Happy birthday, though.
It's a very stylized movie. So if you don't like that kind of hyper stylized movies like that, like I know people that don't like Zack Snyder movies because it's so stylized, like you know, because it's ridiculous, you know. But it's kind of like that. It's very different.
Woo. Lucas Shawshek donated on the Streamlabs. He didn't put anything on there, so
What a weenie.
there's no message.
He's a weenie.
I think he's
all say that.
Giving $5 to Movie Fanobi's Streamlabs before that. Probably acknowledging that it was his plan the entire time to just trap you in the basement.
Yep.
Honestly, probably. This whole space, it was our workout room for a while, and then we just didn't work out all that much. Funny how that happens.
It's funny how that works, right?
No, it's just that, I mean, like we would use it for a little bit, and then you'd use it kind of on and off, but we primarily would work out through our gym by taking classes at Orange Theory, and then this happened, so we would try to make use of it again, but we are just not mentally there, going through this whole process.
Yeah.
At least I'm not. Yeah, but it gets really messy because it's also next to the laundry room where the cat boxes are, the litter boxes are. And so as a result, they trail like litter everywhere a little bit in this basement area. And it's not fun to clean.
No,
when you're
litter's the worst.
When you're doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, litter is fun. My litter boxes are in my bathroom, and Kylo drags it everywhere.
Oh, yes. I have yet to find any kind of litter that doesn't do that, and I've tried like 10 different types. I have no clue. So if there's some kind of magical litter that doesn't track everywhere,
let these ladies know.
Yes,
please. Please. Yes. So DCEU, MCU. Okay, so if you were in light of, this, because obviously we're going to be living in these worlds, right? If you were to, be a character along with the cast of some of these characters and stuff like that in these movies, which movie would you want to be a part of? Would you want to be a part of Avengers? Birds of Prey? Would you want to be a part of?
Yeah, Birds of Prey.
Obviously, of course.
I feel like I'd want to be in that world too. I don't know why, but I feel like that would just be the world that I would want to live in.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would. Everything's beautiful, but I'd be like
I wouldn't be happy to be in any of these worlds, really. I don't want to live in a world that is on the threat of being. Did y'all ever? So whenever Infinity War first came out, there was a website that you could go to. I think it was thanosnap.com or something.
Figure out if you lived or not.
Yes. Did y'all do that?
I turned to dust.
I survived. I survived the dusting.
I did not survive the dusting.
ThanosSnap.com.
I don't know if that's the right one.
Google Thanos Snap test or something, and it probably will come up. But yeah, I did not make it. So see, I don't want to be in that world.
I don't want to be in the DC world either, where crime runs amok the way that it does.
Faces get peeled off, and
buildings
get blown up. And
Harlequin, where that seems like a active option.
Yeah, I think I was just thinking of the clothes and the food and that bacon and cheese sandwich. So.
Yeah, it's the sandwich is really why we went.
Wasn't that I loved that whole little storyline with it. It was so good and so true sometimes. Oh man.
Me too, Alex, me too.
Sorry, y'all. I will avenge the two of you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Themyscira, Dean, you are absolutely right. Send me the Themyscira.
A land of beautiful women, no men. Yeah, I can't say I'm not.
And then fighting all the time like that. Heck yeah.
I think I'm sold.
I cannot wait to see Wonder Woman 2.
Me too.
1984. I'm really kind of scared about Kristen Wiig being what's her face? Cheetah, yes.
Oh,
just because
you're gonna say it.
Kristen Wiig?
Yes, that's her name.
Yeah, it's just I can't picture Cheetah on screen at all, though. When I picture her on screen, she is a humanoid cat. And every time I see that in like a video game, I'm like, that looks weird.
Is she really like a humanoid cat? That's
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up.
She looks like a cheetah person.
interesting.
So.
That'd be cool. I love Kristen Wiig, and I'm really excited to see her in this role. I feel like it's gonna stretch her out a little bit just to give her a different vibe.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I think she's gonna do a great job. I think it's definitely gonna be a stretch role for her, where she's definitely branching out of her type a lot, and I think she'll do good. I think it'll be a different take on Cheetah as a character overall, but I think it'll be good.
Oh shoot, bugger! That see?
Oh wow.
Yeah, but she's like a humanoid.
She is a
you know. I mean,
yep.
So it's,
I wonder how they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
they're gonna turn her into one like towards the end of the movie or something. Maybe.
And not to mention Cheetah has boobs and everything as well, but there's no nipples. Like,
well,
how are they gonna?
If there were nipples on there, then they'd have to cover up somehow. So
it's just like I can't visualize this without it looking absolutely bonkers. Yeah, to me that looks bonkers. Like that looks ridiculous.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
I'm interested. It'll be,
it
needs to come out. We would be seeing it like in a month or two if it wasn't for
time. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Think of all the movies we'd be seeing right now. If it wasn't recorded, we would have seen Black Widow by now. We would have seen New Mutants finally.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Isn't New Mutants coming out in streaming? Is that what I heard?
They're talking about doing on streaming now, yeah.
How do y'all feel about that?
I just want to see it already. I kind of don't care at this point where it comes out.
Because they're kind of going in a different direction with New Mutants. It's supposed to be more like on a horror thriller side, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's supposed to
That's
be
pretty interesting to see. So I'm actually really excited for it. I think with all of this stuff that's going on, I really don't want the movie going experience to change at all. I can't wait to get back into the movie theater. Definitely when it's safe to get back out there. I really enjoy that, and I don't want that experience to go away. But I really think that streaming is a good thing to do in this particular time. So I think it would be a really good idea to get New Mutants out already and just give it to us, please.
Yeah, we just want to watch it.
It's just kind of ridiculous. I know they talked about how they are going to be putting it in theaters. I don't know how. When? Like, how is that possible? I mean, like, it is possible for a movie to stream and be successful. A lot of people, I do know a lot of people were sure. I know I personally had a lot of questions. Like, how can a movie go automatically to be made to go to Netflix or Amazon and make money? Like, why would you spend like $40 million on a movie like Extraction only to go directly to Netflix and not go through a theater? Like, I understand the math behind it. I don't know. But I understand, it happens. It must be working if it happens so often, I mean, it just entices more people to watch Netflix or whatever it might be, regardless. With New Mutants in particular, it's cost so much money to do. They probably want some kind of guarantee that it's going to make money, if that makes sense. Like maybe they're going to do like a Trolls 2 situation, That's
what I'm thinking. I will say I saw a clip sometime somewhere, and I do not like Maisie Williams' American accent. I don't think it's that great, man. And I love Maisie so much. Love her. I mean, that's my Aria forever and always. And she's super quirky and super cute. I love all of her socials. It's very funny, but
she's adorable. Yeah.
I just couldn't get into it. I didn't like the way that it sounded, and I wasn't very upset at Sophie Turner's American accent, but for some reason, whatever it is about Maisie Williams is it just really bummed me out.
I didn't notice it at all, to be honest, personally. It's been a while since I've seen it, so
yeah. Accents are so hard. I mean, I haven't faking an American accent since I have one, but if I ever try to do an impression or whatever and fake another accent, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine like being paid to have to convince people that I have the accent.
Yeah.
I know, Kelsey, you've talked about it before. Like, I remember when we did a reaction to, I think it was Black Widow, and you were like, no, I've worked with like women that are Russian and Ukrainian and everything. They do not sound like that.
Yeah.
When you were talking about Florence Pugh's character, and Joe, it's not a good accent. And to me, doesn't know anyone with that accent. To me, it sounds good, but I can see that.
Yeah, for someone who's talked to a bunch of people with that accent regularly, it did sound put on. I'm not saying she did necessarily a bad job. It's closer than a lot of people have done, but it's still clearly faked one. But
yeah.
But also, Florence Pugh is a fairly new actress. The fact that she's being able to pull that off as much as she is, I think, is still pretty impressive.
I love Florence Pugh so much. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Anytime someone asks me, like, who's your favorite up-and-coming actress out right now, I'm like, Florence Pugh.
I honestly don't
like this.
She's not really up-and-coming. She just did a lot in a very short amount of time, I feel like, right?
Yeah, but she's only really been around for like a year or two.
Yeah. But she's done movies for like 10 years or something, right?
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But yeah, I mean, like, she's in the span of like this last year, she had Midsommar, she had Little Women, and Fighting with My Family. 3 really great movies, wonderful movies where she shines. I mean, Amy is a fucking godsend. And Little Women. And also, I like Joe, but F Joe. I love Amy so much.
Oh, okay.
I love Amy so much in Little Women.
What? You don't like Joe as a character?
No, I like Joe just fine. It's just that Amy, I think, the thing is, I never read the books. I never read Little Women growing up. And I remember seeing, the first time I saw Little Women was the one with Winona Ryder as Joe. And I remember watching it back then, and I was like, Joe's mean. I used to be scared of Joe. But I loved Amy. Amy was like a brat, but at the same time, I don't feel like she deserved to get a lot of the smack that she did. I remember people hating on Amy. So her taking on this character, especially where she ends up with Laurie and everything. To me, the best match you can have in that movie. Laurie should never ever be with Joe under any circumstances. She's an amazing yin to Laurie's yang. They're perfect together. But it was really exemplified in this movie more than anything versus the other adaptations where it's just so focused on Joe, which is fine. It really doesn't do the other characters justice because of it. Yeah,
I definitely loved her as Amy for sure. She's a very bratty character, but bratness can be just age, like lacking life experience, stuff like that. Joe kind of is, old, mature, stuff like that, but she's kind of got this. But that's what I mean, though. It's like, so she should have outgrown that a little bit, in my opinion.
To me, Joe is bratty.
Well, yeah.
Joe is 100% bratty. She's selfish. She doesn't like criticism. She hates criticism.
I feel like I haven't seen the newest Little Women, so I don't know exactly how true it is to the 1994 Little Women, because that's the most recent one that I've seen before, and it could just be the way Saoirse Ronan plays the character, and the way that Winona Ryder plays the character, but I've never caught that from Joe. Just what I get from, I really like Joe's character. She's headstrong and she knows what she wants, and she goes after what she wants, and she's in this world that she wants to be a writer, and she's been told that she can't do it, and she's protective of what her words say, because they're trying to make her change her words, and she's trying to give off this female experience, and then it's just someone who's trying to completely crush that down. So I've never seen Joe like that. That's why it just surprises me, Alex, that you wouldn't like Joe as a character.
I haven't seen the 94 version in a really long time, and I haven't read the book since like elementary school. But there's this one scene between Joe and Amy that happens in the newer movie that Joe almost kills Amy.
Joe
is really bratty thing to do.
It's not
I have to watch this movie. I've been trying to watch it, I just haven't had a chance.
Now that's to say, there's very different adaptations, and I don't think her character is bad. I just think that every character, every person is flawed. And Joe is very much a human character. When I say she's bratty, I think she's bratty and headstrong. She's independent, which is wonderful characteristics, and she's smart. She is willful. She's ambitious, and I love that. But she can also be bratty and be an asshole sometimes, just like anyone can. And I feel like that makes her incredibly human as a character. And I love that about her character. You know, she's incredibly flawed, and I think that really shows in that. It really kind of bugs me in some adaptations where they make her have to be a heroine, where she's almost flawless. Like, this is like, you can be incredibly protective of your work, which she should. But at the same time, she, you know, it's okay to understand there's a difference between, you know, understanding criticism and understanding, being like, okay, this is like, you know, like if I write an essay, I'm going to ask Lucas, who's an English major, to revise it. I'm going to ask for him for edits. I'm not going to tell him, no, you're messing with my words. You know, that's a totally different conversation. And at least in this movie, they're not making edits to the story. They're talking about, you know, just small things like expand on this, go into that character more. They're not talking about being like, yeah, from the female perspective, F that. That's never a thing in this movie. But also with Amy's character in particular, prior to this, Amy's character has really been seen because the 95% of the time is from the point of view of Joe. You know, you do get points of view from all the sisters, you know, and from their perspective, you know, not only as an adult, but as a child. And Amy, you know, from Amy's perspective, not only did she almost die because of Joe, because of her willfulness, but she is really, really mean to a younger girl that's looking up to her. She is her favorite sister. She is looking up to her, be like, hey, I want your guidance. I want your help. I want your support. And you're not giving it to me. And you're making fun of me for even asking. And
I gotta watch this movie.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it tonight, actually.
Yeah,
I think I will.
And it really kind of shows that. I mean, like, Joe makes fun of her, like, when she messes up in school, when she tries to learn from Joe on writing. And she's like, no, you can't do this because this is my thing. And Joe is incredibly territorial about her skills, about her hobbies, and, which makes complete sense. But you shouldn't shame others for wanting to take some kind of joy in it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And she hates everyone that also tries to be friend with Lori. She's like, you can't have Lori. Lori's mine, even though we're not together.
Yeah, that's interesting. I really got to see this movie because I haven't seen the newer one. But I really got to see how they adapt it to see how different it is from the first movie. I still haven't read the book. The book is what I have not read. So
yeah, I haven't read the book since it was like an elementary school requirement read. I actually did buy it on audiobook recently with the intent to listen to it, and also I bought my daughter a physical copy because I'm trying to get her to read more. So I'm like, read this book. Because I took her to the screening of the New Little Women, and she was crying like so much at the end of the movie. She was crying. I'm like, okay. She's like, that was the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. So I'm trying to get her to read the book. I'm like, read the book, Julie. If you like the movie so much.
Go for it.
But yeah, that you should watch it. It's good. Trying to think of how to segue back into superheroes. Went on a little bit of a Little Women tangent, but I mean, Ladies' Night. What's more of Ladies' Night than Little Women?
What we do.
No, it's all right. We're all been going on tangents. It's what we do.
That's what we do. Okay,
Not
so
a Ladies' Night stream that one.
Let's talk about X-Men real quick for a quick second. I loved the animated show when it first came out.
Me too.
I absolutely loved Jubilee. She was one of my favorite characters inside of that show. I always wanted to be Jubilee. Always believed that I was Storm. Like, I knew I could control the weather when I was a kid. So I always wanted to be Storm. She was my very favorite character. Why I really gravitated towards X-Men was because there was a lot of female representation in just that show. There's a lot of them. And then Rogue, especially Rogue, was one of my favorite ones as well. So,
yeah, I love the X-Men cartoon. I'm rewatching it now while I'm working. It's my go-to, like, put on my phone while I work show lately. And it is such a good show. The music in that show is so just like gets in your head.
What show?
The X-Men animated cartoon. So good.
yes.
But I love that show so much. And X-Men has always been my favorite Marvel property when it comes to overall kind of like the movies I've really enjoyed for the most part. There's been some issues here and there. The cartoons, the comics, things like that. Jean Grey is my favorite character of all time. Not just comic book, like my favorite character of all time. Her story arc in the Christopher Claremont run of Uncanny X-Men, the Dark Phoenix saga that Comic Book Girl 19 talks about. That's my favorite story of all time. Like, if you ask my favorite book, really, I say The Stand, but it's really that run of comics. And I want them to make that movie and do it justice. I don't know if they can or will, but it's so good.
Nice. That's what they were trying. That was the storyline that they were trying to do whenever Sophie Turner was in the newer X-Men, right?
Right. And here's what they have to, if they're ever going to accomplish the Dark Phoenix saga, it has to be a very slow burn. It has to be an Infinity War level commitment, because the comic run is a 4-year storyline. It's just little slow nuggets that happen over the course of 4 years, and then this event happens.
That would be badass.
And so, like, they can introduce the X-Men and just have, like, you know, these little tiny things happening, and there's all these movies leading up to it, and then have, because it is like, I mean, sons get eaten as snacks in that, from that storyline. Like, that's like how big of a scale things happen in that story, and it should be an event, and I really hope they do it at some point. Get Jean right, please, somebody.
Yeah, I totally agree. It has been a long time since I've seen them. I'm really hoping to get a chance to rewatch a lot of the animated series a little bit more later on. I loved one of my favorite X-Men stories was actually a mutant story in particular, was a little movie called Looper.
Oh, Looper. I still haven't seen that movie.
X-Men story, you know, about mutants, and it's fantastic, you know, with the time travel aspect and everything. Actually, I do actually really love Looper. Looper is a wonderful movie. But yeah, so when it comes to Untitled X-Men, what I really love about it, I mean, comic books in general, is that, you know, it's all about what's going on at the times. I mean, X-Men, obviously, it's referring to racial tensions. It's referring to the movements going on, you know, between the LGBT community as well. You know, everything going on. People were hauled away from their families, and, you know, once they came out to their parents, you know, because they came out to their parents as gay or transsexual or whatever it may be, and
that's a great scene inside of the first X-Men.
Yes.
Whenever Wolverine is going with them to get Bobby from his house, and then Bobby's trying to tell his parents that exact thing, that he's a mutant, and his mom was like, well, can't you just stop?
Yeah, and it's so true. And also, I think the fact that the mutation appears during puberty, that's also when people kind of start to accept what their sexuality is very often. That's kind of when they start realizing and come out to their parents like that. So, like, the parallels of that is just so strong and interesting, and
yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like it's symbolic.
Right?
Go figure. It's crazy. I
do really like Logan. I see someone in the chat saying Logan is the best X-Men movie. I definitely really very much liked Logan.
Who doesn't like Logan? That's
I know. That's
like, if you didn't like Logan, I don't know if we can be friends.
Yeah.
So
yeah, my top three favorites is probably Logan, X2, and then just depends on the day. Usually it's First Class, but then sometimes Days of Futures Past I'm in the mood for a little bit more. I might consider that my other favorite, but yeah, so many good X-Men movies. There's also some girls like Last Stand. But
would you want to live at, you know, Xavier School for Gifted Children? Would you want to live there, considering the craziness that goes on? Not that you would have to live at your family if you were mute without it, but I mean, like, if you had the opportunity to live there, as yourself right now, would you live?
As myself right now, no, because I don't need that safety net.
Yeah.
But it's also a very dangerous place to live. Lots of bad things happen, but it's still almost less dangerous than the things that would happen to you necessarily in your day-to-day life. You know, street violence, hate crimes, things like that. But since I don't have those issues, I would probably not live there because it gets blown up and stuff a lot.
Question. Do you think Rogue should suppress her powers and, like, take the serum with where it removes her powers?
No.
No.
Hers is such a hard power to have because human contact is so important. And like, as we're learning now with the quarantine, just like how much we crave that human connection and contact, and she can't do that without hurting the person. I understand why she'd want to, for sure.
Absolutely.
I probably wouldn't if it was me.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, they're the exact same reasons.
I
I
can
understand that human contact is, especially now, that's such a great way to put it, Kelsey, because now we can barely even touch our own faces at the moment.
Yeah.
But that is
Like, I
pretty
just
cool.
want to hug
But I
somebody.
think it's also a very unique power to have in a way that she can use it into, because she uses it, absorbs other people's powers with
Can
it.
she have kids?
Huh?
Can she have kids? Can she have a physical relationship with anyone?
I don't think so.
Can she get pregnant and give birth and hold a baby?
But who cares?
I mean, that's something. That's something I know I would have to ask myself. I mean, like, if I were in Rogue's shoes, I don't know if I feel like I would be more inclined to honestly want to get rid of it because she does have this amazing power, and there's she has so many like wonderful gifts, but I'm just so physical, natural, where like I'm constantly touching people. Like every time I walk by Lucas's office, I like rub his hair. You know, it's just like little things like that. And also like you said, right now with the quarantine, we're craving that kind of interaction, physical or non. But you know, the idea that she might not be able to have the relationship she wants to have, or would she be able to have children if that's something maybe that's something that's important to her, maybe it's not, you know, I mean, or maybe is she able to have sex?
People in the chat are saying that she can have children, or that she does have children in the comic books.
Awesome.
And then in the Age of Apocalypse storyline, she's married to Magneto and they have a child named Charles. So
of course, they have a child named Charles. Yeah. Yes, I mean, like I mentioned, like having that kind of that aspect it just seems like like how does she go about physical contact, essentially? You know,
get down to business
around you. Yes. And let's get down to business.
Very upset that I probably will not get to see that movie in theaters, but
yeah.
It is going to be shown in theaters.
I'm not going back to the movie theaters until I know for sure that it's safe. So it's not whether it's actually going to come out in the movie theaters, it's whether or not I am going to go to the movie theaters. So I need to feel completely safe and comfortable in order for me to do that. Like my job, what I do for a living, I cannot avoid social contact at all. So I feel like I have to take extra different types of precautions for myself and for my clients. So I don't want to risk anything until I know that everything is going to be safe and sound. I don't leave my house. My family is already starting to leave. And every time they leave, as soon as they come back in, I'm like, wash your hands, go wash your hands. Wash your hands, do all of that stuff. So I don't know when I'm going to go back to the movie theaters. So
yeah,
I know that's one thing. Restrictions, like I found out my gym is opening in a few weeks, or at least a couple weeks. I don't know if I want to go back to the gym. Not necessarily like certain gyms, maybe their cleanliness practices will be up to par, but I don't necessarily trust my gym to be one of those gyms per se. Who knows what their new practice is?
Huh? What do you have to do at the gym?
What I do at the gym?
Mm-hmm.
It's
all about the
dumbbells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's say I like to run, or at least I try to run.
See, that one you probably do like touch as much stuff. You know what I mean?
When it comes to free weights, I feel like I'm not motivated to be like, okay, one more. I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, versus I can put on a magazine or watch TV, and I'm like, or at least trying to, or just speed walking or something.
I very much prefer to run on a treadmill than I do outside. I like to have numbers in front of me. That's what motivates me, because if I'm at 1.52 miles or whatever, I'm like, all right, I can go to 1.75, and then I get to that, and then I was like, I can run 2 miles. And then I get to 2 miles, and I can run another half, and then it just goes on like that. So That's why I really enjoy. I would much rather run on a treadmill. I know you can do it on your phone, and you can look at your phone and see how far you've ran whenever you do it, but it's not the same thing. And I don't like to run in my neighborhood specifically because there's a lot of loose dogs in the neighborhood, which is very unfortunate. But
Yeah,
I live a person, so
I live in a town, so if I leave my front door running, I'm running literally down by the grocery stores and gas stations and things, so that everybody's watching me run because there's so many people. So I don't like that.
yeah, I'm the same way too.
It's like a private neighborhood, no one's outside.
Yeah. Not so much if you run outside, like having a thing on your arm.
Yeah.
Like, it feels really uncomfortable.
And it gets all sweaty and gross. I hate it.
It's weird.
I hate it. But if I had an Apple Watch or something, then I'd probably feel a little bit more comfortable, so I wouldn't have to have my phone with me, but I could still have access to messaging and calling people and stuff like that. I think that's what I'm gonna get myself for my birthday this year, actually. So we'll see. Yeah. My birthday's in 2 weeks. Also, I found out yesterday, Video Drew and I have the same birthday.
That's a good birthday to have, too.
Her birthday is May 25th, and my birthday is May 25th as well. So I'm gonna have to send her a birthday twin shout out. I should post that on Twitter. You know how everyone's doing their birthday twin thing? Put me in Video Drew. Yes. So shout out to her. I can't wait for her birthday.
I have a birthday twin.
My other birthday twins are Lauren Hill and Mike Myers, the actor Mike Myers, Austin Powers.
Yeah, mine are Charles Darwin, President Lincoln, and Christina Ricci.
I love Christina.
I have Kanye West.
Congrats.
Nancy Sinatra. I'm out about that. Joan Rivers. I have Barbara Bush.
Crimea River.
And a bunch of other people that aren't like really, really well known. I'm scrolling. Yeah, there's not like, Frank Grillo from the MCU.
Nice. Frank Oz and I also have the same birthday. It's either Frank Oz or it's Jim Henson. I can't remember at the moment.
Either one, it's fantastic.
I know. Excuse me, my dog's knocking.
No, Nancy Sinatra is not Frank Sinatra's wife. Nancy Sinatra is his daughter. Yeah. That famously sang "Boots Are Made for Walking." That one. Or
she also does a duet with Frank Sinatra, Something Stupid, and I love that song. Frank Sinatra's Something Stupid is one of my all-time favorite songs, and there's one where it's Frank and Nancy on there, and it's so good. And I also love Nat King Cole and Natalie Cole's version of what's the damn song? Both of these songs I would love to have played at a wedding. Why can't I think of the name of the song? Unforgettable.
Oh,
yeah. So good. So I love dad-daughter stuff like that.
I had the song "Mysteries of Love" from "Call Me by Your Name." That was the song I walked down the aisle to.
Oh, cutie.
We tried, you know.
That is one of my favorite songs of all time. That's like, I mean, it's probably like top 3 favorite songs for me. So when like that was in the Joker movie, I lost my mind. I was so happy.
Yeah, that his adaptation of Frank Sinatra's version of "Something" by the Beatles. It's my favorite version of that song personally.
I love Sinatra.
That's like one of the last great ballads, in music. And then that's all. Apparently we didn't have any great ballads after that for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, so many music. So much good music out there.
If you had to pick a favorite soundtrack from any of the from a comic book movie, what would your favorite soundtrack be from there?
I'm gonna pick one from each. I will do Black Panther from Marvel. That soundtrack is just fire. And then for DCU, I love the Suicide Squad soundtrack. It is a lot of fun. I like the Birds of Prey one too, but I don't know, Suicide Squad one. For 4 years later, I still listen to it all the time. So
nice.
I love the 300 soundtrack.
Nice.
By Tyler Bates.
Chris Adams in the chat, or one of the Adams brothers, sorry. Okay. Where was it? Robert, Batman Forever soundtrack. Absolutely. Kiss from a Rose. Thank you very much. Yes. Wait, was that the one? Either way, whichever one Kiss from a Rose is on. That one.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty iconic.
Yeah. And I see Guardians a lot in there. Guardians was my second after Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
I just because Black Panther, I like the songs and then just the soundtrack itself, like the score and stuff, a little bit more than I do the Guardians score.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're a fantastic workout playlist as well.
Yes. Super good workout playlist.
Chris, y'all met
Benny the Batman 89. Sorry, yes. Prince did basically that whole thing. How could I forget that? Yes, thank you.
You guys met Tyler Bates? Was he amazing in person? Was he great? DM me. I need to know. I love Tyler Bates so much.
The Spider-Verse soundtrack was also very good. Yes.
Friend of a friend. Rub it in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Spider-Verse soundtrack.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse soundtrack's really good too.
Mm-hmm. I really like that one.
So much good music.
Oh my gosh, we have like 30 people watching. Guys, thanks.
Thanks for watching us. So we just babble on about superheroes like we tend to do.
About absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. If you guys have any questions or topics you guys want us to chat about real quick before we wrap things up. No, right now.
Sorry, my dog is
meow
searching for something. I don't know what he's looking for. I'm very confused.
Is there any food you guys are craving right now?
I'm on a fast, so all food, anything. Just put food in front of me, and I would just be drooling at this point.
I had a milkshake, so my body is going to completely go against me, like within the next half hour or something. So
I feel you. What kind of milkshake you guys?
A vanilla, because that's me. I like a vanilla or a strawberry. And I love chocolate. I mean, I'll eat chocolate anything, anytime. But if I had to if I had to pick one, I'd usually go with a strawberry shake.
Yo, that soundtrack. Evanescence.
All right, for this question, I would say Xavier, because as the person at the desk is reading the answer in their minds on the desk, it'll be in their head, and he would just hear them say it, and so he could say it out loud. So
yeah, you're probably right. They'd have to figure out a way to like stop that. Cheat, like it all would have to have like Magneto type helmets on. That would be amazing. I would love to see Christian and Mark with just Magneto helmets while they're
my gosh,
the math.
Fantastic.
That would be hilarious.
Fantastic. I miss Indian food. What would I give for a solid tikka masala, some saag, some really great paneer.
Yeah, Mark Ellis would definitely wear Magneto's helmet.
Samosas. Get some samosas up in here. Well, also some wings. I miss wings.
I made wings the other day, and it hit the spot.
My favorite place to go to for movies was the Alamo Drafthouse. Are y'all familiar with the Alamo Drafthouse?
I've heard you talk about it.
Yeah, we don't have that here in St. Louis, unfortunately. I've heard of it from.
So it's basically a movie theater where you can order food and drinks while you're watching the movie.
You guys get AMC's?
Not quite the same, I guess.
No, they have AMC's, but they don't serve alcohol here in Utah, unfortunately.
I'm not sure how that works, because I don't think I have something like that in my town. Because that's the only theater that I know that you can do that with. I have 3 movie theaters in my city, so that the Alamo Drafthouse, Century 16, and it used to be Tinseltown, but that's the AMC one. But they don't have food there, so okay. Anyways, Alamo Drafthouse has buffalo cauliflower wings that are my absolute fucking favorite. I miss those so much. Like I always get them barbecue because they have them in buffalo, but you can also do them in barbecue. So I'd always get them barbecue, extra crispy, and Oh, I miss that.
Mhm.
That's the one food absolutely during this whole thing that I miss the most because I
So-
can't get it. Other places do curbside and have like little food. So there's definitely favorite restaurants that I have that I can have access to that food. But I can't get that buffalo cauliflower anywhere. It's very sad.
That sounds so good. I need to figure out how to make buffalo cauliflower because we have a restaurant at my work, and that's one of the things they make. They make a salad with buffalo cauliflower and blue cheese dressing on it, and it's so good. And now that sounds good, so I need to figure out how to make that.
I cannot do blue cheese for the life of me.
I love blue cheese.
I
I
can't.
like blue cheese. I don't love it. I like it. I can't have it all the time, but definitely, yeah.
I've tried blue cheese just as a dressing. I've had it sprinkled on a salad. I've had it dipping with wings. I've had it in a bunch of different ways, and I'm told it has to be very light because a little goes a long way. And I've tried that.
I love.
That's the way it is. Yeah,
I put it on burgers. I put it on salads. I put it on everything. Love blue cheese.
The bar job that I had, we used to have the salad called the Napa salad, and it had figs and strawberries in it, and it was tossed with a hazelnut dressing or a hazelnut vinaigrette, and oh my gosh, that was so good. I miss that. I couldn't keep eating there after I got fired from that job because of this whole pandemic thing.
yeah.
So man,
Oh, I can't wait for food. Like,
I love a lot of blue cheese, like salads that incorporate blue cheese because you're right, it has like some like really great balsamic vinaigrettes and strawberries and tangerines and all that good stuff. I always have to substitute blue cheese for goat cheese instead.
Oh, I love goat cheese. Oh my
I
god,
eat a log of goat cheese so fast.
I love goat cheese. I love Oaxacan cheese. Oh, I love me some Oaxacan.
I just love cheese.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a single cheese that I'd be like, I don't like that cheese.
Welcome to cheese
What
action.
about the maggot cheese?
I would totally try the maggot cheese.
You've
that
said that
weird
before. I don't think I
maggot
could.
cheese that's like what literally flies lay their eggs in there over like a period of months to kind of build up that weird nasty.
I've seen it. That blows my brain. I don't think I
I'd
could
like
do
it,
it.
but I'll
Wanna throw up.
I just started eating sushi for the first time maybe like 9 years ago. Like 2011 was probably the first time that I ever had sushi, and I'm still iffy on certain things. Yeah. Oh yeah, we can always find a way to come back to talk about cheese. But sushi was something that I just recently tried. I used to be really picky when I was a kid. I'm still kind of picky, but I know that it's silly, so I try to be a little bit more adventurous whenever I eat different foods, and I've tried to expand my palate and different things. But
is it like the texture that sometimes?
I'm a big texture person, so I can't like a lot of mushy foods and like chewy foods. I just do not enjoy it. Just really gives. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And scents, like I'm big on scents also, so it's that stuff. But I'm trying to be better at it because I know it's ridiculous that I don't eat certain things that everybody really enjoys. And so when I had sushi for the first time, I can't even remember what was in it, and I can't.
Yeah.
And then sashimi, like the first time I ever had sashimi, I fucking love it. So
yeah,
we talk about sushi right now. I'm like, I think that's what I want to break my fast with tomorrow for lunch is order some sashimi because that sounds so good.
When it comes to sashimi, it's when it's good, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Bad, it's really bad.
yeah.
There's this place that's sort of near my house that I go to when I no quarantine, but every time I would get paid and I have my kids, I would go by myself, just get some sashimi and eat it by myself and then go home. Like that was like my routine, and they deliver. So I've ordered twice from them since this all started, and it's like, yeah, I might need to do that again tomorrow.
I love edamame. Also, I can just eat edamame all night long.
Yeah, have you tried making it yourself?
Yeah, I have. Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
I make my own teriyaki sauce. Like I learned how to make a teriyaki sauce a couple of years ago, and I love to make my own.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just drizzle it in with that. It's a little spicy. I try to make it a little spicy. So
I got you.
man, I love
one of my favorite cheeses of all time is halloumi.
You said cheese?
Yes.
I don't think I've had that.
Yeah, neither have I.
It's a Greek cheese. So good. It's almost like mozzarella. So pretty much like, you know, like how in like Greek food, it's like cheese is an entire meal on its own. You just eat slices of cheese, like as a meal. It's like
solid meal.
It's like a solid meal. It's like
I see nothing wrong with that.
I just eat solid.
Yeah.
It's a specific kind of cheese. Like it's not allowed to be made anywhere else because they don't allow it. I don't know. It's like a whole national security thing or something. Regardless, but it's so good. You just fry it up and then just like saute it with a little bit of oil, maybe some garlic.
I love
Eat it, and it's like you can just you can just cut thick slices like that big, and just eat away.
I really want brie now.
It's like, oh,
I love cheese.
That's how I feel about halloumi.
Yeah.
Experience.
Poutine.
We got tagged. C2A on Twitter got tagged on today by I can't remember. I think it was Mike or someone.
No, it was Tim Franco.
It was Tim Franco. Yes,
I'm pretty sure it was Tim Franco.
Sending a picture of his
good-looking poutine.
It did look good, but at the same time, I was like, I'm sorry, that does look good, but at the same time, nachos.
Yeah, she put a big old plate of nachos as a response.
Nachos over that day of the week.
Yep. Any food at this point sounds good because I have not eaten. And
I'm so sorry, Kelsey.
It's all right. I'm in anticipation because it's 10 a.m. tomorrow. I haven't eaten in 25 hours. So
Have you let it drink anything?
Water, green tea, black coffee, and apple cider vinegar water. So that's all.
I tried to. I cannot do black coffee. I really tried to not put any creamer or any sugar inside of my coffee, and I don't usually put a lot of sugar. I do put a lot of creamer in my coffee, and I could never give that up. I don't think that I could. I just do not enjoy black coffee, but I've also only ever had it prepared in a fucking normal ass pot. So I know that there are a lot of coffee connoisseurs out there that can I think I maybe have had French press coffee once, but
I was actually usually like getting black coffee with like maybe a dash of half and half or something. Nothing much, but I do love black coffee when it's really yummy coffee, when it's great coffee.
Yeah, you can't just make coffee. Like there's a lot of like different beans and different roasts and stuff like that. So you not all coffee is created equal. So
Yeah, it's if I remember working and there'd be like a pot of coffee and they're using Folgers, I'm like, of course I'm gonna put like a little bit of creamer and maybe some sugar or something in it. But at the same time, if I'm going to like a local cafe or something like that with coffee that I really, really love, I just love getting a black coffee. I do.
Yeah. Answer that question is I'm gluten intolerant and on keto, so I can't eat bread, but I have made the bacon with the egg and the cheese and the hot sauce on top and eaten that a lot. So I've made my own version of the sandwich, but I can't eat bread. So
Kelsey posted a picture. She sent us a picture of a salad that she had made a while back, and I've still with bacon, and I think you had shrimp in it, right?
Bacon, avocado. The dressing was made out of bacon grease.
Yeah, I'm still craving that damn salad. Like I want it.
It was so good.
So good.
I hate it when some people talk about how salad isn't a meal. Like you have not had a good salad. So good salads can be a legit meal.
Yeah.
And they're not lacking in protein. You can there's a million and one ways to make a salad. Throw some tortilla strips, throw some black beans on there, your cheese. You can add meat or whatever it may be. But it's when a salad is good, like really good, it is changing.
I have certain restaurants. I have my go-to salad there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat that salad when I go there because it's like all I think about when I want to go to that restaurant.
Yeah.
Because if you nail a salad, you've nailed the salad.
Oh, yeah.
The place that I worked at also had a salad. It was a pesto turkey Cobb salad, but not like an actual Cobb salad. But it was so good because the turkey that we would make at that restaurant was amazing. I loved it so much. I didn't like our turkey burgers for whatever. I think I just didn't like our wheat buns. But that pesto turkey Cobb salad was so good, and I miss it so much. Bacon, avocado, regular greens, tomatoes. I don't put red onions in my salad. Sorry. With some balsamic vinaigrette all up in there. Woo! Tasty.
I love most salads that incorporate. My favorite salad has tangerine, goat cheese, maybe a balsamic or lemon poppy seed vinaigrette, like a chopped lettuce or spinach or something, but some kind of combination of that. I don't like it when some salads they try to overdo it with the fruit and sweets, where they do tangerines and strawberries and like a strawberry poppy seed dressing, and on top of that they do a lot of other sweeteners. Like that's just too much. You got to have a little bit of savoriness in there.
Yeah, I agree. And those fruit salads, my go-to back to blue cheese is I love blue cheese in a fruit salad because it like counteracts that sweetness a bit.
Nice. I bet that is pretty tasty. I've never had that before, but I bet that is pretty tasty. You know what I don't like? I don't like cottage cheese. I can't eat cottage cheese. I can't.
I love cottage cheese.
I can't do it.
Cottage cheese
is
is a thing in our house.
I don't like cottage. My grandmother used to eat it out of the bin that it would come in.
I can't deny that I haven't done that.
I don't like cottage cheese. I really don't.
I get it. It can also be very much a texture thing. I didn't like it for a long time, but for me, it depends on the cottage cheese. Like, I hate skim milk cottage cheese, but I love whole milk as cottage cheese. And I actually prefer when it's large curd.
I do too.
Small curd, like the small curd, for something about it kind of weirds me out texture wise. But Lucas makes fun of me for it. I still cannot get behind that. Lucas has used cottage cheese and put it in a blender.
That's what he's saying in the chat right now.
Nasty.
I don't like it.
It's not like it tastes like cottage cheese, and I can acknowledge, but something about it changes the texture, and it just tastes like sour cream. So I'm just eating a spoon of sour cream.
I like sour cream.
I love sour cream, like on nachos, and if it's mixed into a dip or something. But just eating a spoon straight of sour cream just makes me gag.
My two favorite things with cottage cheese, I'll put it on fruit like pineapple or peach or something like that. And the other thing is, my mom called it a loaded tomato salad. So it was a tomato cut open like a flower, and like put cottage cheese, and then diced cucumbers and salt and pepper on it.
I used to eat tomatoes like I eat apples, like just bite out of a tomato, put some salt on it. Yeah, salt and pepper on it. Absolutely. It's so good. I love tomatoes. I have a tomato. That's what I'm going to eat. And a little bit is a tomato. I really do love tomatoes like that. Tomato. You know, ever make snacks? So we used to do this thing with my grandmother. She'd cut up an apple, and then with the apple, she would pour lemon juice on the apple. And so we would eat apples with lemon juice in them. And they're so fucking tasty. I miss that so much.
It does something to it where it just really makes it.
That also keeps it from getting brown too.
Yes. But, so good. A red apple.
You know what I really, really want to do next time we are on ladies' night? When I have the necessary materials, I want to make for you guys some grilled cheese.
No, I don't want to have this conversation. Nope.
Nope. Okay, you know what?
Sorry, guys, you don't know this.
Live event. Okay, so you're watching this in the chat. If you are a member of the Action Army or something like that, then you know. If you're not, totally fine. Let me explain to you, which these ladies think I'm disgusting for, but I converted Lucas, and it's really, really common, actually. A lot of people just don't realize it. Okay, so whenever I make Whenever I make a grilled cheese, instead of using butter on on the bread when I fry it up, I use mayonnaise. And the reason is because it just has a nice tanginess, which is really good, which complements the cheese. Also, it has a lower burn rate. So it really kind of allows it. So I'm never going to be in a chance where I'm going to burn it, which really is. It really kind of makes it an even stretch, when I'm like pulling apart the cheese, where it's really nice and evenly melted. But it doesn't leave any kind of greasiness in the mouth. Even if I feel like almost every time when I try to use butter personally, I always have this like kind of greasiness like on the roof of my tongue, and I don't use that much butter. Maybe it's kind of butter that I'm using. I'm not sure. But I usually Luke and I we like to use an Irish butter, Kerrygold.
That's my butter.
Yeah, and I don't think that butter melts well, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, like we've had no problem with in the past. We've tried a lot of different types of butters, and it's totally fine. And we're eating a grilled cheese, and we're totally satisfied. There was one day that I just didn't have it, and so I just tried using mayonnaise, and I was like, it's pretty much the same, right? A lot of the same ingredients, like why not? So I just used that, and it was an experience. And I later found out like almost all restaurants do the same thing. If you're going to a diner and order a grilled cheese, or if you go to a fancy restaurant, they're using mayonnaise instead of butter because it's more flavorful. And I'm like, ha! Yes!
yeah,
Thing is, okay, but Danny, I'm gonna make 2 grilled cheese sandwiches for you.
Just because
And
I
I just want you to just take a bite of each. I'm gonna have 2. I'll make 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, one with butter, one with mayo, and I want you to have 1 bite of each and tell me which one you don't like and why.
I hate mayonnaise. I genuinely
I don't like mayonnaise either. I don't. I hate mayonnaise. Grosses me out. I don't like eating in sandwiches. I don't like eating.
You almost had me until when we were in the chats and you were saying and you said it has like a slight tangy taste to it. I was like, nope, absolutely not.
I don't like mayonnaise in any other situation. I don't like it when it's used in dressings all that much. I don't like it when it's used on sandwiches. I really don't like it. It's just for grilling sandwiches.
I'm just distracted by Kylo. I'm just trying to make sure Kylo doesn't like knock everything down.
If he does, it's fine. He's done worse. He's already broken like 2 computers and knocked over tarantula tanks and things.
It happens.
Yeah, but everyone at home, please just try it. Just see how it goes. Don't knock it till you try it. I mean, we're not exactly short of bread right now or cheese. Just try it, experiment a little bit, and
there's not even mayonnaise in my house for me to try it if I wanted to.
That's totally fine. It's just try it. I mean, like it's just yummy. I just can't explain it.
I get everyone's. I can see everyone in the chat right now saying what they're saying about mayonnaise. I get it. That's totally fine. I don't fucking like it.
It doesn't mayo though.
Doesn't matter. I don't like it.
Tanginess. Butter is much more tangy than mayo.
I don't believe that.
100% depending on the type of butter.
Yeah.
If it's
I use ghee for mine. So
What? Well, I'm sorry, Kelsey.
I said I use ghee for mine. I make my kids
I still really want to try ghee. I have never had it before.
It's now my favorite thing in the world. I cook with it. I put it in my coffee.
It's not just butter. It's like a cultured.
It's
like
butter that's been clarified, so they skimmed off all the like lactose and proteins and things. So it's just fat. There's nothing else. It's just the fat oil.
Yeah, it was initially used in Indian food, but you can really apply it towards like anything that has like butter or
if you're gonna if there's any recipe where you're supposed to like saute or cook things in butter that way, ghee works really good because doesn't burn as quickly, so you can have longer like cook time before stuff starts getting like all black and stuff. So
nice,
it's nice.
But seriously, everyone should go make a mayo. Use mayo on the grilled cheese. Just try it once and DM me and let me know how it goes and with a picture.
Apparently, that's a recipe. What's the show that they were talking about in the chats? Someone that was in the general's chat. If y'all can remember, was it Delicious?
I think it was like Brandy. It was like one of the. It was like the top, the best grilled cheese in the world or something. They use mayo.
It was somewhere they were talking about a show that where they make like different things or something like that, and they made a grilled cheese sandwich with mayonnaise on it. So it's not that it's not a thing. It is a thing.
What's her face? Barefoot Contessa. She does it.
Yeah.
Emerald does it. Literally everyone.
Good for them. Good job, y'all.
Everyone.
Enjoy. I'll stick
except for me.
Butter and ghee.
And I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is butter. Is it?
We will never trust anything you feed us ever again.
What's gonna happen? I'm never gonna eat anything.
Make us like a cupcake with like the mayo in this, Alex.
And be like, pick which one's better. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe to you, the butter one does taste a million times better. And that's fine. That's totally fine. As long as you try both and tell me after trying it that this.
I know it wasn't
if you do that, I would totally understand. But you've never tried it. So.
And now I refuse.
All right. Oh, food.
My favorite Marvel discussion. Yes. Exactly.
Probably. I think it was. They were talking about like in Twitter, like someone posted like if you could eat food from any food scene in a movie, what would it be? Bibbs replied with that food scene in the Avengers where everyone's sitting in the restaurant. Shawarma. It is. I don't know, but I really want to try it. Or it's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a good enough place for a superhero who just saved the world to immediately go without even like changing their clothes, gotta be good.
Yeah. Good job.
Oh, food.
Food. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Oh, I do love Chef. The Chef show is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the one.
My favorite.
That's funny. That's really cute.
All right. Well, I think since we have segued into food talk for a good while, this is probably time to call it an evening. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us on this night of Ladies' Night. We do have a sort of announcement about Ladies' Nights in general, though. Since Ladies' Night's not really Schmodown focused, we've decided that from now on, we are going to move them to our personal channels. So we will post probably in social media, make sure that you guys know we'll be doing these again. They'll just be showing up on mine and Danny's. And if Alex does a channel someday, Alex's channel. So you'll see, we'll still do the fun. We'll still do this. It'll just be elsewhere.
You did that a lot nicer than what I was planning on, how I was going to plan to do it. Guys, this is the last ever episode of Ladies' Night on Call to Action.
So
that was how I was going to start it and then just let them all go crazy for a quick second. But like Kelsey said, we are moving this kind of freeform show to our other channels. We had a conversation with each other and we really want Call to Action to be more Schmodown focused, to completely focus on the Schmodown. This is the only show that is not focused on the Schmodown. Every once in a while we do trailer reactions, but those are very few and far between. But everything else focuses on the Schmodown, and we just really want to make sure that the channel is consistent. So that is why we have decided to move this over to our own channels. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, then go ahead and subscribe to mine and Kelsey's. Kelsey can describe hers because I like the way she does it.
All right, if you want to subscribe, just search my name and click on my face and it'll bring you to my channel. And please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers so I can actually have a custom URL so it's easier to talk about.
Yes, that is where Kelsey and I both are at with that. We're both trying to get to 100 subs so we can do that. And then you can just search Danielle Ramirez and you should be able to find it there. I know a lot of people don't recognize my name like that, but you can search for it there. And that's pretty much it.
Yep. It's going to be fun.
I don't really do much. I'm not going to have my own channel or anything. I'm lazy. I'm not going to lie. Like, I like to push all the work onto these fabulous ladies and, hang out. Pretty much. I'm just here to chat. I'm not here to do work.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we look at Ladies' Night. We just really wanted an excuse to hang out.
Yeah, honestly, that's the way it goes. We're not looking at a day or anything. We're like, hey, when you guys want to hang out?
I know. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. Do you still play D&D, Kelsey?
I have not. I was on a D&D show, but it kind of pilled out a little bit, so we aren't doing that anymore. And then now we're quarantined, so I can't get a real physical group together. But I would like to play D&D. I just haven't played in a good 3 or 4 months.
Cool.
I miss it.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So I don't have any big announcement like that, but yeah, I do watch Cinema Bias. I do. I'm a co-host with that. I do that. It's pretty cool. Where we really kind of deep dive into a personal favorite movie of one of us that the other hasn't seen, and so we kind of go over our personal biases, why why we have or haven't watched it, and kind of go into it as someone that loves it, and the other person, it would be like a first time viewing for them to kind of get a new perspective. So it's really fun. Next week, we're actually going to be watching, really kind of going over An American in Paris, which was my pick. I really, really enjoyed that movie. It's a classic Hollywood musical from the 50s, and it's beautiful. So can't wait to dive into that. We're going to do that on Tuesdays. We do that around, I want to say 10 o'clock Central. But also on Wednesday, I host a little Schmodown themed debate show called Schmobates, where we really kind of, argue and fight to the death, to the blood of all things Schmodown, really kind of answer Schmodown's biggest questions. And we do that every single Wednesday at 9:30 Central. Here coming up this week, I'm having one very sexy lady up here, Ms. Danielle Ramirez. She's going to be competing in her second ever Schmobate up against, an Action Army general, Brendan Buckingham. So that's going to be a fun time. Yeah.
Yep. I'm super excited about that. I cannot wait to whoop on Mr. Brandon Buckingham. He's going to go down. He's getting it. But you can find me on Twitter at DannyJoy, DANIEEJOY. You can also find me here on the Call to Action Network every Monday with my favorite co-host, Mr. Paul Denuzio. This week, we have, this Monday coming up, we have Andres Cabrera is coming on, and I'm super pumped about it. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk Star Wars, Schmodown, especially because after Monday, I guess we'll know where set teams are at. So that's going to be fun. Also, it's going to be really hard for me not to talk about Game of Thrones on that one. So we'll see how that goes. But you can
and you have a little TikTok account, right?
No.
Nope. No TikTok.
Nope.
Okay.
All right. And you guys can find me at KelseyKens90 on Twitter and Instagram. I also run the Call to Action Podcast Instagram, so you can interact with me there. TeePublic, we have merch. We have masks. So if you need a Call to Action mask for your face or a Ladies Night mask for your face, get it while it's there, because Ladies Night is not going to be on Call to Action anymore. So It's going to be vintage merch.
Vintage merch.
Yeah. Man, that sounds depressing now that you say it.
It's the end of something old, new starting. So new beginnings.
That's very true.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. Can't wait. It's going to be pretty awesome.
It's going to be fun. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow, because I forgot, Call to Action Live. See you tomorrow, Call to Action Live. Right.
Bye-bye. See ya.